It's 6 degrees below zero. That's 20 degrees warmer than it was last week. It's a great day to fight political violence. Let's go take care of our neighbors. I'm the first gentleman of Columbia Heights. That means I'm married to the mayor. She's Mexican American, by the way.
Si se puede!
Yeah. We're a first ring suburb of Minneapolis, one of the most diverse cities in Minnesota, apart from Minneapolis and St. Paul, and quite possibly the epicenter of Trump's secret police attacks. In many ways, I think Columbia Heights is what our founding fathers would have wanted. It's a place where everyone's welcome, where every faith is welcome, where people can actually afford to live, where our indigenous residents hold powwows, where our immigrant communities aren't tolerated, they're celebrated. I mean, check out some of our immigrant businesses. Who doesn't love chimney cakes? You know, Ethiopians invented coffee, right? Their soup is great, but how can you not enjoy a business with a pun in the name? Now, it may have only hit your newsfeed since the surge began back in December, but here in Columbia Heights, our immigrant friends have been suffering Trump's goons since January of 2025. Yeah, over a year. And their unlawful brutality of our residents has made it unsafe for people to open their shops, go to school, leave their homes, or even use their phones. We don't want that for our neighbors. We look out for each other. That's why our volunteer networks are out here every day, tracking Trump's goons, chasing them away from our businesses, and recording every atrocity they commit. We're united in this and committed to helping our neighbors. That's what Minnesotans do. But if it's not clear already, it's time we recognize that Minnesotans and Trump's goons are playing by two different sets of rules. Our rule book is the Constitution of the United States of America. Theirs is not. Our immigrant neighbors have constitutional rights to safety and providing for their families. Trump's troops are destroying their property and tearing those families apart. Our constitutional observers have the right to record and assemble and protest. Trump's troops are shooting us in the head and gloating over our bodies. Two different sets of rules. Here's the thing. Minnesotans aren't going to give up on our Constitution or our way of life. We're not changing our rule book to match their violence because we live here. Trump's terrorists are shipped in from out of state. Someday they're going to be gone, but Minnesota will still be here. We're not going to cower in this moment. We're playing the long game. We're making a stand for the future, for the Minnesota we want. We're going to continue being good neighbors because that's who we are. You want to know how awesome Minnesota is? We've got people who are rage baking. Yes, baking cookies and treats for neighbors and volunteers. They keep coming at us with hate. We keep showing up with love. We're not kidding ourselves either. Right here on this street, a lot of us found ourselves looking down the barrel of an agent's rifle recently. There's not one of us that wasn't wondering if we'd be the next Alex Preddy. You think a ICU nurse at a veterans hospital doesn't know what bullet wounds look like? He knew what he was risking for his fellow Minnesotans. So do we. But we're not soldiers. We're just neighbors. I saw a headline yesterday that said Trump's immigration crackdown continues in Minnesota. That's simply the wrong message, and here's why. We're a successful state led by progressive icons like Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar, and we are not helping Trump in any elections. So he's literally sending stormtroopers and Black Hawk helicopters to attack the people of Minnesota to punish his political enemies. It was never about immigration. It's political violence. And we know something about that in Minnesota. My wife worked with Senator John Hoffman, and we're proud of Speaker Melissa Hortman. And a lot of people we know personally were on that assassin's hit list. It is crystal clear that Trump's raids are political violence on an entire state. So please, call it what it is. And here in Columbia Heights, we're proud to work together as a community, and we're keeping Trump's goons on their toes. But we realized early on that when they don't respect our Constitution, it doesn't just make them not Minnesotan, it makes them un-American. And frankly, that disregard for the law goes all the way to the White House and the billionaires controlling it. By the way, thank you very much to your donations to our mutual aid networks. You are absolutely taking care of some of our immediate needs. But it is leadership that got us into this mess, and it's leadership that will get us out. Luckily for us, it's time to choose our next leaders. And wouldn't you know it, Columbia Heights has one of the highest voter turnout rates in all of Minnesota. If you want to help put an end to this madness, you'll get your chance on Tuesday. Now, the billionaires are counting on you to wait until November after they've already funded their sycophant campaigns. But there's a lot more of us than there are billionaires. We can totally weed them out in the primaries. Here in Minnesota, we sometimes pronounce things wrong. We call New Prague, New Prague. We call Montevideo, Montevideo. And we pronounce the word primary like this, caucus. It's a subtle difference, I know, but it's one you need to remember because the caucus is next week on Tuesday, February 3rd. Doesn't matter which political party you're with. Everybody in Minnesota has a caucus on Tuesday. So here's the thing, just go to your caucus, all right? It's one night of your life, and then you can get back to taking care of your neighbors. Now, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas, you're on deck. Your primaries are on March 3rd. Don't skip this. If we're going to take down billionaires, we've all got to pull it together, right? Put it on your calendar right now, March 3rd. And if I didn't mention your state, go look up your primary. You can bet the billionaires already have. To everyone else outside the USA, thank you for believing in us. America has a lot of skeletons in our closet and another one in the White House. But Minnesota neighbors like us are leading the way towards change, towards becoming a nation you might actually want to call a neighbor. And we're not going to stop until freedom, democracy, and decency is restored. Keep up the good fight.